Hone Harawira would appear to be the worst of the offenders because the Prime Minister outed him, and he is with us. Good evening to you.
Hey, Mike, let's just get one thing clear. Every absence that I've had from Parliament in this particular term has been applied for to the Speaker and has been approved. I have no AWOLs listed on my record whatsoever.
And so you're not taking the mickey?
I'd be more than happy to read out some of the reasons why I've been away, if you'd like me to.
Give me three.
Okay, the asset sales, the march and the referendum, the water rights case for the New Zealand Māori Council, the big iwi up in Tūranga Waiwai, feeding the kids, state houses in Glen Innes, the AFCO dispute, school closures, fighting against pokies and K2, the deep sea oil and toxic mining in Te Whānau Apanui and
See,
up in
what this is telling
Northland.
me, Hone, is you'd be better spending your time as a protester, not an MP, because you seem to like to wave the flag a bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've also been able to achieve quite a lot by doing it as well. So being an MP enables me to do all of that, as well as meet my parliamentary obligations. So just wanted to make that clear.
You're making
First
it very
of all,
clear.
I haven't been wagging at all.
OK. You were on the committee that recommended these changes, though, weren't you?
I must have missed this meeting, actually.
So you're not on that committee?
I am, as the leader of...
So that was my next question. You're on the committee that recommended the changes. Were you actually at the committee?
Not when these changes came through.
Right, so that would be part of the problem, Hone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, here's an example. We've got a Parliamentary Services Commission meeting which was set for the 19th of February. Everybody had it set down, and now they've just changed it at the last minute.
Were you away on a protest?
Those sorts of things happen all the time.
Were you away on a protest, Hone?
Oh, I'm not quite sure, but it was probably parliamentary business.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I have not lied to the Speaker once in the applications I've made to be away from the House.
See, it's an interesting thing, isn't it? You're an electorate MP, so you would argue that, look, I'm serving the needs of the electorate, and what's important to the electorate is I'm out there meeting the people, and when it's important to the electorate, I'm in the House and doing all of those sort of things. What about list MPs, for example, who don't have an electorate? Should they be in the House more?
Look, I don't worry too much about list MPs. They are the responsibility of their leaders. And if their leaders think that they're skiving off or mucking around, what happens is they get dropped from high up to way down low.
Well, you're the leader of a party, you win an electorate, say you bring in a couple this election, what's your rules on your list MPs? They've got to turn up in the House, or are they off on the protest line with you?
I'd expect them to be working in the House while I'm out on the protest line.
Then I can ask you this, what's the point of the House, really? At the end of the day, I mean, you know, it's the heavyweights who make the decisions in this country, the Cabinet. You argue the big bills and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, what's the point of a bunch of bums on seats?
I think that's you raised the point there. The heavyweights make the decisions. The big bills, you take an opportunity to get to speak. I don't actually get a right to speak on any bill. So me sitting in the House is doing what? Actually just shutting my mouth. That's probably what John Key would like to see happen. But I ask Labour and I ask the Greens, and they grant me the opportunity to speak on major bills. But apart from that, there's a heck of a lot of work that needs to be done in your office. There's a lot of work that needs to be done outside in and around Wellington and right across the country. And in terms of my electorate is a massive electorate. I have 4 full regional airports and 1 international airport in my territory. And so I have to fly into either Auckland or Whangarei, Kirikiri or Kaitaia. So working hard all the time, Mike.
What did you do today? Were you in the House?
I was in the House.
What change did you effect for this wondrous nation of ours by being in the House today, Hone?
I got the chance to speak and reply to the Prime Minister's opening address today, and I got to speak about what I think to be major problems that we're having in society and providing solutions, one of which is building 10,000 houses a year, which is also Labour adopted it after we announced it. Right. The second one was to talk about Feed the Kids, which we promoted, and Labour's now also picked up on. We get the opportunity to use parliamentary time to raise the issues that need to be raised.
Having been on that committee, whether you were there or not on the day they decided to do it, but having been on that committee that recommends people get fined now substantial amounts of money, do you reckon anyone's actually going to get fined and any difference is going to happen at all?
I actually think that this particular clause was probably written just for me, Mike. Because none of the others gets the chance to muck around because their whips are on top of them, and I'm the only one.
You whip yourself, Hoanay. That's what it's about, isn't it?
To do it. Yeah, but it doesn't reach.
Nice to see you. Appreciate your time.
Kia ora, Mike.